Hey guys, so this is pretty exciting. I've been doing the podcast for a long time, but now we are launching a YouTube channel that's going to be more focused around specifically real estate. This is going to be geared to customers, and we have a very special project to get this started. And so I'll give you a little bit of a brief background on it. You know, my wife and I live in Winter Garden, and we kind of outgrew our house. And we started looking for a house maybe 6 months ago, which was the beginning of COVID-19. And so we realized that the reason it was a bad time is not because of COVID-19 necessarily, but because there's a low inventory problem. What it means is there's a lot more buyers on the buyers on the market right now than there is sellers wanting to sell their houses. So in our area particularly, when we did our criteria, it ended up being like 4 or 5 houses that fit the criteria, and none of them were really appealing to us. We had to think creatively, and so that's where the 10 plus years of experience in real estate that I have kind of come in hand, because one of the things that I like to do when inventory is low and when we've gone through all of the active properties, it's start looking at the pendings, because one thing that COVID-19 did is it affected the employment of a lot of people. So a lot of people that were under contract were not able to close. They got extensions on their contracts to see if they could close on the future. And so I started combing the MLS through all of the pending transactions to see if any of those pending homes fit our criteria. And sure enough, 3 different homes did. I reached out to each one of those listing agents. One didn't answer the phone. The other one told me they were closing in about a week. It was a solid deal. I spoke with another listing agent on a property that was pending, and he tells me, thanks for calling, because as a matter of fact, this property is pending, but the buyers have a contingency to sell their home in order to buy this one. And that contingency runs out in about a week. And so I said, great, give us an opportunity to look at the house. And if the house looks good, then I can put an offer in front of you. And so long story short, we went and we looked at the house. And right off the bat, it was the perfect location, perfect neighborhood, perfect curb appeal. But the house itself was not all that in tune with our taste. We talked about it, my wife and I, and we decided that maybe what we would do is look into possibly buying the house and doing a remodel, and to see if that made sense numbers wise. This first series of videos that we're going to do is going to be specifically to those buyers that are tired of looking at houses and they haven't found the perfect one, but they found a house that's 60% there. What would it look like to do the remodeling that you need to do to get it to be a 95% house or a 100% house? My wife and I, we ended up buying this house. We're under contract with it. It's going to close pretty soon. And once it closes, we are gonna tear it up and document everything so that people that are on the market in Central Florida specifically can see what the process really looks like. Because even though I love me some HGTV, the reality is what you see in a lot of those shows is not exactly the reality of what it takes to remodel a house. The costs are rarely accurate and the timelines are rarely accurate. So we're going to be documenting this on a week-by-week basis, and we're going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly with local contractors. So if you're in Central Florida, you're looking for a home, you're tired of looking at ugly houses, you want to see what it would look like to renovate your own house, whether it's through a renovation loan, whether it's through money that you have saved up, this is going to be probably a helpful resource for you, because we're going to be talking with the contractors themselves, talking about cost, scope of work, timeline, etc. So I'm really excited to do this project and to be able to show everyone the process. And listen, I've done a few renovations in the past, but nothing to the extent of this one. So this is also sort of new territory for me in many ways, and it's gonna be fun. I hope you guys enjoy this process. And again, the goal is gonna be to do one of these every week at least. upload one of these every week, kind of document the progress, and then put it together on a 5, 10, 15-minute video so that people can see the progress. And then we'll throw one big old housewarming party that you may be invited to.